71% of respondents, meanwhile, wanted a ban on oil drilling and heavy industry in the Arctic Ocean. This is how it starts, everybody. A total of 71% of respondents, meanwhile, wanted a ban on oil drilling and heavy industry in the Arctic Ocean. I had an article before that was talking about Canada trying to reach into the Arctic Ocean, Russia busting up its military saying we're going to fight back. And it's right here, folks. It's because they're going to drill. If you didn't know, it's going to come. They're going to keep depleting this oil. They don't care. We got to stop them. So this kind of thing is great. I mean, we should have some petitions out there right now for this. Let's see, but the number dropped to 66% when it included industrial fishing. So the fishing is included here, and that drops to 66%. That's a little disappointing. When it says industrial fishing, I mean, I don't know if that means the conservative fishing style. I don't know if you're familiar, if any of you have ever heard of, I think it's called sushi. I think the movie is actually called Sushi, or it's like raw sushi or something like that. But it's really good to talk about the whole fishing industry and everything. Only 1.5% of the Arctic Ocean is protected water, less than any other ocean in the world, Greenpeace said. So there you go, Greenpeace reaching out there trying to get the people to pay attention. AFP. Well, you know, we'll have to see what happens with that if we actually get protected. Or if it's just going to go to the wolves again. It's up to us, folks. We've got to stop these things. We're actually in control, you know. That's one of the biggest things we're going to talk about tonight is the control you really have, and how it's not your mind, it's not your body, it's something beyond, something that goes to a whole other extreme. And if you've ever done psychedelics, you understand what I'm saying. When you can leave the position of your consciousness being inside of your mind and move throughout your entire body. If you've done meditation, you'll understand that too. But in that essence, you have all these different consciousnesses that exist inside of the entirety of the body. I mean, it's like there's more neurons than stars in the galaxy, I think, the Milky Way galaxy. I mean, it's just crazy, folks. It might be the universe, but I'm just going to go with galaxy because that's enough to, you know, show that's a pretty big number. But yeah, I mean, there's so much we're capable and so many possibilities that are out there. We really don't perceive them. We don't try to perceive them because we're not taught them. And that's why I try to bring this aspect from mystery, the mystery schools, the traditions of history of the mystery schools and what they originally were designed from the concepts of Atlantis and, you know, Plato, Socrates, all those guys. There's always a debate if Socrates is even real, and whether or not it was actually Plato trying to teach through a teacher. But, so, all that aside, you know, the biggest thing is when understanding how everything in the world relates to each other is how you are always learning. Life is life, and it teaches you everything. So that's why we're going to go into dreams today, folks, on Down the Rabbit Hole, the World of Dreams, a look into the sleeping mind. This is a segment we're going to do today. I'm going to get in some commercials here, folks, and then we are going to move forward with this. This is Thrice on Thrice's daily download here on FreedomizerRadio.com. Hang in there, folks, and we'll get back with some dreams coming here down the rabbit hole.
Vaccines are required for students, employees, immigrants, military members, and international travel. Do you know how to legally avoid them? This is vaccine rights attorney and Freedomizer Radio host Alan Phillips. My vaccine exemption ebook can help you avoid the mistakes that have cost others their exemption rights. Get the authoritative guide to vaccine legal exemptions, an ebook available at freedomizerradio.com and vaccinerights.com.
Let freedom ring throughout the land.
You know the Constitution like the back of your hand. You've read books, listened to podcasts, attended lectures, surfed websites, and watched videos. You've made liberty your life's goal, but something seems to be missing. Stickers from LibertyStickers.com. Exercise your freedom of speech with the world's most dangerous bumper stickers. That's LibertyStickers.com. But wait, There's more. You can buy Liberty stickers wholesale. Get them for 99 cents each when you put 100 or more in your shopping cart in any combination. Sell them or give them away. They're great for gun shows, flea markets, fairs, outreach, and more. Earn extra money, promote freedom, and spread the word. Need custom stickers, labels, or decals for your organization or business? Liberty Stickers makes them. Go to libertystickers.com to order or call 877-873-9626. libertystickers.com, the world's most dangerous stickers.
Hello everyone, Proof is here. I want to let you know about our latest promotion on our FreedomizerRadio.com website. Our chat client BARC.com is hosting a micro Bitcoin giveaway while supplies last. All you have to do is go to FreedomizerRadio.com, join our chat room, create a screen name, and type to your friends. And some micro Bitcoins will fall from the sky. Not only that, the more people that are typing, there will be some random lotteries as well. So just for typing to your friends, you can earn some micro Bitcoins. So who knows how long this will last, but join us now, FreedomizerRadio.com.
Thank you for tuning in to Freedomizer Radio, where we have a 24/7 chat room where you can come and share what's going on in the world with people of like mind. Anything and everything against the New World Order. Dial 347-324-3704 to catch our live show. Beginning at 9 in the morning Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday till midnight, and 9 to 9 on Saturday and Sunday. Take us to the beach. Take us to the park. Take us on a walk with the dog. Only on Freedomizer Radio.
I'm Angie Morelli, and I'm with GMO Free Vegas. So what are we going to do about this now? Well, to begin with, we advocate the labeling of genetically engineered food, or foods with GMOs. Regardless of how you feel about the GMO issue, we can agree that we should at least have a choice of being informed about what we put into our bodies. We won't have a choice until these foods are properly labeled. We must remember who we are fighting in this battle. We are fighting corporations selling us poison, backed by corporations making us poison, and these corporations will only respond to one kind of vote, the vote that we make with our dollars. Recently, Yoplait faced so much criticism over high fructose corn syrup that they removed it from all of their yogurts. Right before and after the march against Monsanto in May, we saw major corporations like Whole Foods, Target, and Chipotle make major announcements about deciding to label and or phase out GMOs. This is happening because of us, because we will solve this as making demands as consumers first. Starting right now, we're going to boycott corn. This is all you have to do, is don't buy corn. Corn on the cob, corn in a can, corn in a mix at a restaurant, any visible kernels of corn. All we are asking for people to do right now is to boycott corn. This is going to be a clear, completely simple message that will definitely get back to its makers. We won't stand for poison. We won't stand for cronyism, and that is why we march against Monsanto.
Globe Sound and Consciousness Institute presents the Globe Sound Healing Conference, with the full spectrum of the most well-known and respected pioneers, researchers, therapists, doctors, and musicians in the field. The conference will focus on acoustic instruments, sound and medicine, new sound technologies, sacred geometry, and raising consciousness with sound. The conference is being held September 26th to the 29th in the San Francisco Bay Area. Call 415-777-2486 or go to globesoundhealingconference.com. That's globesoundhealingconference.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Thrice, with Thrice's Daily Download. Opening up our segment Down the Rabbit Hole. This one is titled The World of Dreams, a look into the sleeping mind. I advise you, if you are listening live and you have something to share, please call in tonight. We will be redoing this episode multiple times throughout the life of this show, really. because I believe dreams are very important. I have them all the time, honestly, folks. It's something that is quite unbearable, but also amazing, all in one. So basically, if you want to call in, folks, 347-324-3704 is the call-in number. 347-324-3704. Also, when you call in, you will notice that kind of get a little bit of an issue with if you have the audio going and you're calling at the same time. You know, like any time you call on radio, folks, you can't leave your audio running. It will be on your headphones anyway. So, all right, so moving forward, if you want to call in and share your experiences, love to have you. But I'm going to go into this, folks. I currently have an issue with it. That's kind of why I want to do this thing. I had a fun little dream today that really threw me off, but it was also a great experience. Have you ever been within a dream where you're dreaming going along, you know, you don't really remember anything from here or anywhere else, but you know you can see it, you're visually dreaming, and then all of a sudden you hear something from somewhere else, some distant sound, and that's what happened to me. I was dreaming, and I was in this whole play, I was driving a truck, and all of a sudden I heard somebody saying my name. The weird thing was, it was like they were in cars driving past us, but they were driving the opposite direction. So the people kept following us. So it's how are they following us? Yet all these cars are driving past me. It really confused me. And this is all happening in the dream, folks. And then all of a sudden, I realized I was being called not in the dream, but somewhere outside of the dream. And again, I did not understand that this was a dream even. I just had consciousness. I was aware of my being in that position. I wasn't aware of my fiancé. I wasn't aware of my children. I wasn't aware of my life. I was only aware of what I was doing. And that's how sometimes it goes, at least with me. And I'd love to hear other people's experience because I really think it is a personal experience. I don't think there is any ultimate truth to dreams. I think that it's a constant in and out consciousness of passing through whatever this is. I mean, where do you really go if your consciousness doesn't even exist in your mind? Where do you really go with dream loss? What is a dream loss? I mean, what is going on? And even if it is in your mind, then what is your mind doing to keep you constantly going like that and to give you different images, switching you in and out? Because that's what happened to me, folks. So what happened with these voices is I started to pay attention, and all of a sudden I saw an alternate reality inside of this dream where these voices were coming from. And for some reason I thought I need to get back, this isn't right, and I started trying to remember who I was. And I couldn't remember anything. It was really bizarre. I mean, I didn't know who I was, what I was doing. I just knew I was in this truck. And the guy I was driving with, he started freaking out because I'm swerving off the road. And it was just crazy. And then I realized this place that I'm being called to isn't where I'm supposed to be. It's not home. It's not here in this reality. And so I came back to the truck and I put my foot back on the gas. And the guy's like, "What's going on?" And I was like, I tried to just, nothing. But they kept screaming. These voices just kept screaming from this other dream. And this is really weird to say this other dream. Well, I don't know how to explain it to you. But when you get into hardcore dreaming, when you're really awake and some of the stuff, it's not that simple. At least for me, I'd love to hear some of those dream stories. We're going to try to have some people on this segment as we play it in the future. So, but yeah, for me, it's really intricate when it comes to these different aspects of dreaming and then things changing, screens sliding out where the room switches and it's a whole different place. I happen a lot when I wake up in my dream. I'm like, oh, this is a dream. And all of a sudden the character will change and the place changes and I forget where I am again. I forget what's going on. I just behave as a conscious being. So that's a very interesting thing. But so at the end of this dream, I finally realized I need to wake up and none of this is real. It's all a dream. Like they're saying, it's all a dream. And that's when this rush past my head just came in and it felt like I was being ripped backwards and just thrown into my bed. And it was ridiculous, guys. It was one of the most awesome experiences I've ever had. Having that rush, that experience, it was just like a high. I mean, just to feel it moving through my skull as if there was energy just being forced back into it. I thought it was bizarre. But this is something a little fun.